Let's talk a little bit about CAF Confederation Cup. The biggest story in town in Tanzania, it's the second game, which is going to be played in Zanzibar on June 25. The game between Simba Sports Club and RS Berkane. But before talking to the second leg game, let's talk about the first leg game. I hope you saw it. I wanna hear your thoughts. How was the game?
I mean, Berkane were the home team. Of course, home team, you expect them to go all out. They are playing in front of their fans, you know, and they know that once they will also travel to Tanzania, they will do everything possible to make sure that they get a good advantage at home for the second leg. So I think it was a good game. Maybe Simba lacked a little bit of inexperience. If you look at the squad, like Coach was saying, almost 17 players, I think, are new players. And many of them are so young. I think the only guy who played in the final is Ngoma. He played final when he was with
Raja Casablanca. And
yeah, I think in Morocco.
And
he played,
when he was in Congo, he also played
yeah. So I think that he's more like the only experienced players, but all the other ones are new players. Kibu, those guys, these are the first time they are playing final. Ahua was playing in Ivory Coast League. I mean,
he does not have that experience.
So if you look at the squad, they are good, but the experience is not there. But it also is good for them for the first leg. You know, I'm sure they will correct all the mistakes they did there. But on the whole, it was a good game. I think that maybe Simba was not settled well in the first 15 minutes of the game. But when they came in, we all saw the second half. They gave a good performance. It was not bad at all. But it is football, and sometimes results can be like this. You know, you play well, but things don't go your way. So I think it will be showdown and all to play for in the second leg.
Yes, let's talk now about the second leg. Do you see a chance of Simba Sports Club turning the table around and winning the CAF Confederation Trophy this season?
No, it's possible. It's football. I don't think any team will prepare to go and lose a game, especially when you know that there's a trophy, and especially also there's a new trophy that CAF is going to unveil. So I think that it makes all the teams, you know, to push, to fight. And I know that Simba, you know, playing at home, the fans behind them. I mean, even though I know they would love to play in Kappa, you know, but Zanzibar is also part of Tanzania. It's also Tanzania. So they will go all out. We trust them, you know. We know what they can do, what they did before. I mean, against the likes of Al-Masri, you know, they turn things around. So this is also another chance, another 90 minutes, possibly, you know, after more than 90 minutes, I believe that they can do something, you know. If they're able to get a goal in the first 20 minutes, then for sure they will win the trophy.
Mickey, at first everybody knew that the game will be played at Mkapa Stadium. Then all of a sudden the news where the game has been changed the venue and it will be played in Amani Stadium. Do you see any difficult Simba are going to face because they are not playing in Mkapa Stadium?
Yeah, I mean, playing at Nkapa would have been different. You know? I watched games there before with Simba fans. I know what it means for them when they are at home in Nkapa, more than 40, 50, 60,000 people. You know, the vibe in the stadium. There was a time that I was watching one of their games, and then the whole place was vibrating. You know, the fans were on their feet throughout. So I think that there, it could have been so much different, you know. It would have really been difficult for RS Berkane to play. We all know Berkane is not like a big team, maybe like Raja or Wydad in Morocco, where they have huge fans. So for them, they are okay. I mean, RS Berkane, they are okay when they play at home. They have small number of fans, you know. But with or without Nkapa, this is a big opportunity to win the trophy, be the first club in Tanzania to win the all-new trophy for the Confederation Cup. So why not? They just have to go for it. Play like, you know, this is the last game of your heart. So, and I know Coach and his technical team would be ready as well, for sure. They saw the mistakes they did in the first leg, and I know they'll correct it. So for us, some of us, we just want to enjoy the game, have fun, and then, you know, they should give us a final that we will talk about it for many, many months and years to come.
Mickey, I know you get much intel. I want you to pass me to that scenario of changing the stadium, because I know one of peoples in Africa who got much sources is you. You are among of them. When at first did you hear that the game will not be played in Mkapa Stadium and it has been changed to Amani Stadium?
I heard of it long ago, more than 3 weeks ago, I think. But sometimes you cannot say these things yet. You have to wait for the club. You have to wait for the people who give you information.
Yeah.
They have to go ahead first and talk before we can come in. But already I know when inspection was going on. You know, I think the whole thing was that, you see, in Mkapa, if it rains at Mkapa Stadium, the pitch can hold, I think, 49% of water. But for Zanzibar, even if it rains, it can be 100%, and the game can still go on.
We saw it in game against Stellenbosch. At I think around 8 to 9, there huge rain. Then the game played.
Exactly. So I think that's the difference. And CAF was also worried, you know, when they played, I think Al-Merreikh, I think in Mkapa, you know, the pitch was so bad.
Yes.
And Simba is a big club. People in the whole world, everybody was watching that game. So this is Africa. This is our content we are giving to people, you know. And for us to have a pitch like that for a CAF, you know, Confederation Cup game, quarterfinal, it doesn't speak well for African football. So CAF is also looking at this, where they don't experience, you know, playing at Mkapa, and it has rained and the pitch is bad, and it's a final. The whole world is watching, Africa, everybody is watching. They are going to speak bad about African football. So CAF also, you know, but I think CAF has also been, in a way, they've been nice to Tanzania, to Simba, because usually the appointment for the referees, the name of the venue, the time, it has to come like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But CAF waited because they were still working on the stadium. They even hired consultants from the UK to come to Tanzania, check on the pitch, work on it. So sometimes I understand the frustration of the fans. You know, they are worried and all that, but it is what it is. And CAF, they are the people who decide. You know, they make the rules. They decide that, okay, it's not allowed to play there. But I think we can still, maybe even the CHAN, if everything goes well, Tanzania can host the opening ceremony. So it's also another opportunity for Tanzania football. So I think that it's unfortunate, because I know how Simba people, football lovers in Tanzania, want to see the game in Mkapa. But I think the main issue was the pitch. The pitch was just not ready. And once it is not ready, you just have to find the next alternative, and the next alternative is to go
Amani Stadium.
To Amani Stadium.
Mickey, the word from the block is the venue being changed. It's about African politics. That's why it has been changed. It was supposed to play in Mkapa. If you hear somebody saying like that, what's your comment?
Yeah, I know that football in Africa, there is politics. I think not only in Africa, it's everywhere. Only that maybe some people don't talk about this, you know. So what I can say is that, yes, I heard those things. I know some things, but maybe those are secret. I cannot talk about it. But I know that there were some things behind the scenes, you know, which in a way...
Are Berkane involved in those things?
Yeah, what I can say is that there were some things behind the scennes, whether it was from CAF, RS Berkane, from Simba, from other opponents, other leaders. It will be difficult to say, but just know that there were some things behind the scenes. And some of us hope that going forward, those things don't happen again. Because if it does, it doesn't speak good about football in Africa. And imagine we talk about it, you know, it brings our game down, it tarnish the name of football in Africa. So for me, I believe in fairness. I think that, you know, African footballs, just like FIFA says, my game is fair play. just let there be fair play. Whatever it is, I hope that this will be the last time. It doesn't happen again. So to everything, there is another chance. And even though, yes, like you are saying, I know some things behind the scenes, but I hope that going forward, it don't happen again.